Lord, teach our hearts to slow, to tend, not tear, to speak with gentle truth and listen in repair. When storms roll in and nights run long, we're rooted in your faithful love, still strong. Plant the seed, tend the soil, let the Spirit be the rain. In the beautiful marriage garden, you are mending every pain. With a cord of three unbroken, we will stand and sing. Love grows wild and holy in the shelter of the King. For the single heart that's learning how to wait for the bride and groom with calendars and fate. For the decades deep who water vows with grace. No seasons ever wasted in your cultivated place. Teach us tools to heal, to reconcile and forgive, to guard our words with wisdom and choose peace is how we live. Plant the seed, tend the soil, let the Spirit be the rain. In the beautiful marriage garden, you are mending every pain. With a cord of three unbroken, we will stand and sing. When the rush of life feels louder than our vows, and weeds of worry try to take the ground, you, Lord, teach our hearts to slow, to tend, not tear, to speak with gentle truth and listen in repair. When storms roll in and nights run long, we're rooted in your faithful love, still strong. Plant the seed, tend the soil, let the Spirit be the rain. In the beautiful marriage garden, you are mending every pain. With a cord of three unbroken, we will stand and sing. Love grows wild and holy in the shelter of the King. For the single heart that's learning how to wait for the bride and groom with calendars and fate. For the decades deep who water vows with grace. No seasons ever wasted in your cultivated place. Teach us tools to heal, to reconcile and forgive, to guard our words with wisdom and choose peace is how we live. Plant the seed, tend the soil, let the Spirit be the rain. In the beautiful marriage garden, you are mending every pain. With a cord of three unbroken, we will stand and sing. Love grows wild and holy in the shelter of the King. We'll prune our pride, lift truth to life, and pray through every night. We'll learn to fight for us, not me, and keep our hearts contrite. Speak life, listen slow, let your word be where we go. Unity with purpose, hand in hand we grow. Plant the seed, tend the soil, Spirit be our rain. Make our covenant a mirror of your kindness once again. With a cord of three unbroken, we belong to you. Beautiful marriage garden, blossoming in truth. Let it grow in your love, we bloom again.
Hello, everybody. Welcome from wherever you're joining us. It's such a great time once again that we're meeting. And want to bless you for taking the time to be with us on these conversations. You're going to start in a moment, a quick few announcements, and then we will get started. But before then, let's share a word of prayer. Father, we thank you for this moment. Once again, we are here to be taught by you through what you have taught us. We ask that you open our heart and teach us. Give us the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of you on various subjects of marriage. In Jesus' precious name, we commit our audience into your hands. Open their heart to receive in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much, everybody. Wherever you join us from, if you don't mind, can you send us in the chat? Hi, joining from Oslo. Hi, joining from Accra. Hi, joining from China. So go ahead and send us in the chat where you are joining us from. Now, we've started this new series where we are talking about the basic differences between male and female and how to use that in conflict resolution. Very quick announcement. In the past series that we've had, we have been talking about a couple of topics, and many have asked, where can I find these topics? So we are going to take the time to just spell it out for you. And on our YouTube page at Beautiful Marriage Garden, you will find all the podcasts that we have had so far in this under the podcast session. When you go to the playlist, you find all the conversations we've had so far: healing from past relationship, physical features, love and love relationship, all that we said about marriage and proposal. We spoke extensively on proposals, and then important conversations to have when you're in a dating relationship. Five love languages was the most recent series we had finished. Now we are on this series where we are talking about basic difference between male and females. So, welcome once again. Mary, I hope you are really poised to give us the nuggets for today. And
Definitely, I am.
we are also really, really poised to hear what God has laid on your heart. So, without much ado, I will hand over to you to take us through today.
Okay. Once again, thank you, Michael, for the brief introduction. You see, that's one of the basic differences between men and females. So, like, I am worthy, you are less worthy, which is good. So, if you joined us last week, we began a conversation on the basic differences between men and women, and we established some premises that men and women were created in the image and likeness of God. That, however, though they are equal in the eyes of God, they are not same. They are they have their unique features. These unique features, when blended together, build a happy home. However, when we fail to understand these differences, there is a likelihood that is going to cause confusion in the home, and is going to cause people to even have issues with each other, because you are not understanding each other's differences, and that becomes an opportunity for the enemy to creep in and bring confusion. So, just to give a quick rundown, we looked at a couple of the basic differences. We also talked about the fact that these differences are tools for unity, not for obstacles. We understood that our marriages will work well, will thrive, if we do understand these differences, and that God's design for marriages is not for us to be the same, it's for oneness. And we found that in Genesis 2:24. So the first difference we looked at last week was physical difference, which we understood from the perspective that how we are physically built are even different. So when you see a typical woman and when you see a typical man, you see there are structural differences within us. And the Bible's perspective on that, we also mentioned the fact that while the women are the weaker vessel, they have strength in other areas like childbirth and nurturing and all that. And we said that the masculine nature of man is from strength and protection. We also considered physiological differences. We looked at the hormonal differences and how the different hormones secretion bring about the differences we carry. We even talked about the fact that women tend to have hormonic imbalance sometimes when they are in the time of the month. So if you don't even understand that, you might even explain that differently. Maybe she's just being mean, she's just being rude. We also spoke about the fact that men are more muscular built and they have stamina, that women have endurance and they can do a lot of multitasking. We also looked at emotional differences. We talked about how women tend to process things emotionally and seek verbal affirmation, then men are more action based. And we also considered how we can use these differences to build a God glorifying home. Then I think the final one we spoke about was the mental and volitional differences, where we spoke about the fact that men tend to be goal oriented, women are relational focused. So men are decision makers, they are very linear. Women we consider a couple of variables. So he wants us to move to this neighborhood. The man think that the rent in this neighborhood is cheaper, will help the family save money. The woman think no, 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 this neighborhood is far away from everybody I know. I will not get friends. I can even see that there are a suburb in that neighborhood. That's the lifestyle that I'm not impressed with. I don't want my children to mingle with them and all that. And also, we need to understand that while one tends to be logical, the other has empathy. And these two can blend together to build a formidable family home. And at time, this will even help the family altar to grow, because logic and empathy blends. Why is he saying no? Why is she saying no? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? So this is where we ended last week. So today we are going to continue with the same discussion on the basic differences between men and women. But this time around, we'll consider the other differences that we couldn't look at last week. Michael, I don't know if you have something to add before I continue.
I think I just want to commend you for the very great recap. So our audience who might not have had a chance to join us last week would really be up to speed for with what we're about to discuss. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And just to even help you better, if you want to get in depth with this discussion, as Michael shared the playlist, please go to our podcast on at Beautiful Marriage Garden YouTube. You can actually stream this podcast live also on our website www.michaelandmariagrona.com, because our YouTube is embedded there. So while we are having this, it is streaming live there, so you can just watch it live and follow up so that you catch up all the pieces you might have missed. Now, I'm very excited to be able to go through the rest of the conversation from this series. So I'll go through the rest of the list at any point in time. If you have questions or comments, just don't hesitate to put your questions in the comments. We are streaming today on YouTube, on Facebook. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask. And in the course of the discussion, we will pause and respond to your questions and comments. Okay, so I kind of gave a hint about this next differences last week, and this is the differences in social priorities. Differences in social priorities. So when we talk about social priorities, it's about what matters to us. And as I'm saying, what matters to us, you are thinking, what matters to me as a woman? What matters to me as a man? Or what matters to me in my marital home? What matters to me at workplace? Men and women actually have different social priorities. So women tend to have connection and emotional space. So you see women tend to have a cycle of friends, cycle of people around them. They find their connection there. That is their emotional space. Some of them even have a safe space. So they want to keep those cycle around. So whenever you are thinking of making a big family decision, a woman's goal is to consider whether this connection and emotional space will still be protected even in the new space. Or when you are making a very big family decision, a woman wants to know whether the connection and in the emotional space is still protected. Now, men also have social priorities, and topmost on their priority is respect. And I can't underestimate this. One of the reasons many young women in this 21st century find it difficult to sustain marriages is the fact that we tend not to respect our men. Man, men need respect. And another topmost list on the man's social priorities achievement. So even when we looked at the mental evolutionary differences, we realized that men are goal oriented. Men want to achieve. He want to have a business. He want to have a work that bring good income. I, of course, I also want to be successful, but I am not so much interested in $1 million business and all that. I'm interested in my emotional safe space. I'm interested in nurturing my children. I'm interested in building my home. I'm interested in having a love and family. So when a woman does not understand that a man need respect. You see, even if you earn more than your husband, and I'm speaking this to the sisters, even if you earn more than your husband, you have a higher position at your workplace more than your husband, he still needs to be respected. You cannot go to the workplace and treat your employees or the people who are under your subordinate anyhow, then come back home and expect that your husband, or you call your beloved, your boyfriend, your the person you are dating, and you vent on them, no respect, you speak anyhow, you scream on them. If that happens, the relationship will not thrive, because then you are breaking a very important element of man's social priority. That is the need for respect. So there are there are women who are doing very well. They look physically, they look very beautiful, and you look at why the men have such beautiful women at home and they still not happy. One of the missing ingredients could be like the man lacks respect at home. If you are in a dating relationship, one of the things, that's why you need to choose your partners very wisely. You can't say that I'm even doing you a favor by dating you. That is not respectful enough. And the same way, a man dating a woman or married to a woman need to understand that the woman values her emotional space. She values the social connection she has. So you can't just have her one day and say that, okay, I cut off everybody around you. You can't be with them. Now, Michael, are you able to read Ephesians chapter 5 verse 33 for us?
Ephesians 5:33. Yes, I can pull
Yes,
that up.
yes.
Just a second. Ephesians 5:33. Okay. So Ephesians chapter 5, verse 33. And I'm reading from the New King James Version. It says that, nevertheless, let each one of you in particular so love his own wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. So that's it.
Thank you so much. You see, this verse came from that one of the greatest apostles who ever contributed to the story, the big story of the Bible, the narratives of the Bible. Apostle Paul single-handedly wrote one third of the books in the New Testament. He was a man who experienced diverse revelations, had different encounters, and people say, "Oh, but Apostle Paul never married. How can he write about marriage?" He had encounters, he built relationship, he established churches, and these everyday life challenges was not unknown to him. And he writing the book of Ephesians, one of the theologically deep books in the Bible you might want to read. It's very profound, very, very profound, coming from a place of higher revelation. He was answering deep theologically profound questions. He's saying that, you see, in this union called marriage, there are things that are needed. The fact that the man should love his own wife and the woman should ensure that they respect their husband. This conversation pertains to both married and unmarried. Now, let me address the people who are married. I find it very disheartening and quite worrying when women tend to bow down, lie prostrate, knee to every other man except their husbands. So they go to the church, oh Papa, oh Papa, oh Papa, oh Daddy, oh Apostle, oh this, oh that. They go to their workplace, oh yes, boss, yes, master. I'm not saying be yes, boss and yes, master to your husband, but the way you appreciate them, that's the same way you should respect your own husband. Your husband cannot be the recipient of anyhow conversation and anyhow in quote. In the same way, if you are dating yet to be married, this is applicable to you as well. You see, don't say, oh, we are not married yet, I cannot be downtrodden. No, make sure that you respect him. That's why I'm saying be careful of who you choose, because who you've chosen is who is going to be your head ultimately. Show respect. And also the man, Paul is saying, so this one I will address just the married people. I would argue your own wife. Michael, it's quite unfortunate that we live in a generation where a man can shower love on any other woman except their own wives. The one that is keeping their homes, the ones that are taking care of their children, the one that is warming up their beds at night, the one that is making their home neat. And some women go up and above to do all things, but they are not loved. So these same men, having these women in their lives, are demonstrating, they see other women and they are expressing love sentiment towards them. They show attention to those other women more than their own wife. In fact, we need to understand that a woman needs her emotional space. And for a woman who is married, the husband is the big source of her emotional space. If she doesn't feel loved at home, it will express in all her movements. You could see it in the way she handles herself. For example, you see a very bubbly, happy young lady get married. Suddenly, you realize that has married affected their mood because their emotional space is not secured. They live in the house where they feel unloved because they are seeing signs and symptoms of their men expressing love to other women more than that. And men, it could be as simple as you left the house with your wife, she put on a beautiful dress. You know, we spoke about last week how women, we are very, we tend to, we want to hear good things. You didn't tell her she's looking good. You didn't tell her you smell good. You didn't tell her this your hairstyle is nice. You go to the house of God, to church. You see one young yeah lady over there who is everywhere, and you are telling, hey, as for you, you are always looking nice. Some people even add the term hot. Your wife has not been hot to you. You see, for a woman, that is a breakdown in her emotional space. She doesn't feel that connection that, am I not dressed well? Am I not appealing to my husband? So love languages, as we learned the last time, to show love to your wife goes beyond just hugging, cuddling, and doing all the things lovers or married couples do. It even goes to speaking tenderly to her, letting her know that among all others, she stands out. Personally, I find it a bit disheartening to hear young married women praising other women. In fact, you can appreciate and praise them, but if you cannot praise your wife the same way, then it's not worth it. Michael, that is just my opinion. I don't know if you want to add
Yeah.
to this.
Let me add to this discussion, and this is a very crucial one. I want to add by saying this is not a question of earn my respect or earn my love. No,
Hmm.
it's a question of, oh, what she's doing, does she deserve love? Or
Hmm.
what is the behavior he's putting on, does he deserve my respect? No, no, no. It's a question of doing it as an act of obedience to God's word.
Hmm.
So that if whoever, let's say, if whoever you are dating or whoever you're married to is doing things that makes them unlovable or doing things that make them difficult to respect, a much deeper reason for loving and respect is the fact that this is an instruction from God's word that needs to be obeyed. So then it goes beyond the issue of emotion and all those stuff. It's an act of obedience to God's word. But let me also add up to, let me mention both sides. First, let me talk about the dangers of disrespecting a man. First, let's talk about it in the context of marriage, then we talk about it in the context of relationship.
Sure.
In marriage, as a wife, if a wife disrespects the husband, doesn't takes him for granted, doesn't make any sense of him, doesn't make good of him, here's what is likely to grow up disrespecting their dad. Eventually, these children are also going to go wayward because they feel that place that kind of boundary in their behavior and so on, that strong hand. So eventually you see the children veering off to do whatever they please, and the mom can do as much as far as putting them to book is concerned. So in many homes you see the man present, but you see the absence of a father figure, because for some reason some of them, they've been so disrespected by their wives that they feel that no, they'll just be quiet, and a lot of things go wrong when that happens. So if you are a wife listening to us, it's in your own interest to respect your husband even when he's doing things that doesn't look like respectable. Now for the women, for the men, it's often said that if you give a woman $1, she's going to be resourceful and bring you um, a whole meal, balanced diet on the plate, on the table that would be more worth more than $1. If you are giving her um, pain, very sure that she will nurture that pain. The day she releases that pain, you will get more than pain. Someone puts it,
Casualty.
a man said, if you give a woman pain, you get back Satan. But yeah, so let's all be careful. Now, for those who are trusting God for marriage, if you're a lady, you disrespect guys, you should forget about marriage. You should forget about it, because the person you are disrespecting, and Mary, I don't know if you've noticed this, there are some ladies, they want to get married. There are guys in their lives and they feel those guys are not their class, so they treat them like trash. And even though that guy is not the one you are going to marry necessarily, if you are treating anybody like trash, it's a seed you are sowing. God is seeing it. He says, oh, okay, this is how you're treating this guy. Do you think God will give you his best? Of course not, right? So let's be careful for the guys to learn how to laugh from now. Learn it. Learn it. It can be learned. Learn how to not flatter, but how to be nice to certain lady. Oh, that's a great outfit. Without is this not last? Learn it. We don't say, "Oh, I'm a man. I can't say that." Men don't talk. Men don't. Come on. How can I do that? You don't stop being a man for just saying, "Oh, that's a nice shoe." It doesn't take anything out from you, right? So let's be conscious and practice it. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I've taken.
That there's something I want to say, like the name of our channel, Beautiful Marriage Garden. If you are a man and you don't water the seeds you have in your home, you
Hmm.
don't take time to prune, to work on your garden, obviously your marriage will not blossom like a beautiful marriage garden. And this applies for a relationship as well. Whether you are a man or a woman, and you don't tend the soil, you don't remove unwanted plants, you are just into harvesting, but there's no work being done. The garden will not be a beautiful marriage garden. So If you want your home to thrive, you need to understand that a woman have experiences much security when their emotional space is kept. In the same way, a man appreciates respect.
Mm,
I will say this for the last time, especially to our brothers. Don't go out praising every young woman when you've not praised your wife. Don't go. There are some men, you see them, they are holding the hands of some young girls and they are always, hey, you, and they are hugging them. Meanwhile, this same man cannot even hold the hand of his wife in public. They've never been seen even taking a picture with their wife, but you see them and they are holding the waist of one young. You see, you are not cultivating a good garden. A
mm,
woman's emotional space is being broken. You are causing her pain. She's concerned. Am I not good enough? The connection is broken. But you see yourself, oh, I'm the big man. You are the man of the neighborhood, but you are not the man of your home
mm,
because
mm,
you are not nurturing your garden well. And the same way, women, don't go about respecting. There are some women, when they see, especially our pastors, when they see them, hey, daddy, papa, they call their husband Kofi Papa, or hey, you. Respect. It is two-way, and I am sure this conversation is really hitting us as
right.
married couple more than even those in relationship. If you are here and you are still dating, these are nuggets you need to learn. You need to understand that you are not marrying somebody's daughter to make her a trophy wife at home and go outside and you have other rewards from the public.
Mm,
Please, she's your wife. Love her at home, love her in public. In fact, there is this thing of some men who have been married, they walk about, they don't wear their wedding band, so you don't even know whether they are married or not. And
mm,
some of them take opportunity of keeping their wedding bands at home and to do other things that do not bring glory to God. You expect her to be going out wearing her wedding band, but as for you, you can keep yours at home. Why? They say it is tight. Thank God we have goldsmiths. Thank God we have shops. You two wear your own. Let's all flaunt our love together. If you want your hair to feel emotionally connected. And there are some people who still wear the band and it speaks nothing. So please, God is speaking to all of us out. He's tending our garden this morning. He's fixing us, he's pruning us, he's working in us. Love must be secured. Love must be cherished. Love must be protected. Love is beautiful. Marriage is beautiful. If you desire to have a beautiful marriage garden, work on it. Keep it, tender it, water it. You see, no flower garden blossoms on its own. There are people always working in it. So understand your different social priorities, give to each other what they deserve, and don't do less at home, do much in public, and expect that you come and meet a happy home. It doesn't work like that.
mm.
And I've spent much time on this because I feel strongly that it's a conversation that needs to be expressed. If you have anything to add, please in the comments just add your voice and let's keep this conversation going. Now,
Mary,
oh,
let me add. I know we've spent time on this, but let me add two things. You were mentioning about a married woman. Basically, you were mentioning a woman, a married man who doesn't have like boundaries, still holding the hands of single ladies,
singles.
hugging them, holding them. It's it's a dent on any married man doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, and don't go out to say, well, as for me, I'm a jovial person. Joviality
No,
is good, but
jovial.
as soon as you marry, boundaries.
No, but we all have humor. For
Mm,
those who know me, you know I have humor, but I can imagine myself going around holding another lady's waist or hug. No, it should not even happen. So if you're a man and you are in that habit, stop it straight away. Don't say, "Oh, it's just friends." What? No, because you are showing disrespect to your wife by
mm.
that kind of act. You see, you are showing disrespect. And if you are a single lady and you think it's because you are beautiful, that's why you're being treated that way by a married man. You are sowing seeds of
Yeah.
dishonor for yourself in your marriage. You
Mm,
are you are you are dishonoring the man's wife,
mm.
and as a result, you are sowing seed. You also come in. You get into marriage, and somebody will be treating your husband in that manner. So please, as a single lady, put boundaries. Don't allow a married man to be hugging you, holding you, that and don't make it, don't feel that is a special treat. No, no, you are just showing
That's
that
a and not so good treat.
yeah, that you're just showing that you are not a lady with boundaries. That's all you're
Yeah.
saying to the world. And you're just saying that I'm not somebody with boundaries. That's all you're saying. And a man doing that, you are not. I know there are instances where you might find a man going out to shop for another lady, a single lady, and neglecting the wife.
That one is big.
For men, as a rule of thumb that we can all use to check ourselves, if there's something, a price I cannot pay for my wife, I should not be able to pay for any other woman.
Mm,
I think that's a good rule of thumb. If I can buy her this worth this amount, I shouldn't be able to buy someone else, a woman, with that thing.
yeah.
So
Yes.
I think this is crucial. Some of the indiscipline on the part of some married men is just a no, 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 no.
Mm, mm.
Yes, you're a married man, you are a married man. Don't give the impression that you are married and you want to play games outside. Keep your boundaries. You are a single lady, you are trusting God for a spouse. Keep your boundaries. And some single ladies are trusting God for a spouse and they go around, they see married men and say, oh, can you take me out for lunch today? Can you give me
Can you
this amount
imagine?
today? You don't have boundaries. So don't
Mm.
do that as a single lady. You are dishonoring yourself and the person you are about, and the person you are trusting God um, to marry as well. Okay.
Thank you so much. El Papa says boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Keep boundaries, oh. A city without a wall.
Hmm.
Just imagine what will happen. Everything can enter. So thank you so much. And the next topic is my personal favorite because I think that is that is one of the biggest differences I actually identified as soon as I got married is the communication differences between men and women. You
Mary,
know?
Mary, I'm curious. Why is that your personal story? Why?
Because I am the your definition of a typical woman. I
Okay.
am extremely expressive.
Right.
I express myself when I'm happy. I express myself when I'm sad. If you are not willing to listen to me, you see that the thing will boil inside me, then it come a mood change. Men are reserved. Naturally, I think the statistics is that women speaks 10,000 words on the average a day more than men. So imagine every day I have extra 10,000 words to pull out that this man will have to listen.
Every day I have to sharpen my ear to listen.
And your take is that my wife talks a lot. No, she doesn't. She's just being a woman. Women, we are very, very expressive. We talk about anything. In fact, we talk about the children's diaper change. We talk about the children teething. We talk about their first day at school. We talk about the neighbor's child. We talk about anything. We talk about the news we hear. There are certain conversations that I really want to have with Michael, but I know he doesn't even want to listen. He's just tired. Every news, we want to have a family conversation about it. Every trending story, we need to express our opinion just because we are very, very expressive. The average man is quite reserved. They talk, but they don't talk as much as we talk. So you are talking to her, and before you speak 2 sentences, she had already finished speaking 10 sentences. Like, soon we are very, very expressive. There are times that men don't have conversation with their wives because they say that they talk a lot. And for us women, the downside of it is that if you don't understand that women are naturally expressive, you will not put barriers to what you talk about. So there are some women, they talk about everything. They talk about what is happening in their bedroom to their friends. They talk about their husbands with their friends. In fact, everybody, because naturally we are expressive. But expressive doesn't mean everybody must hear. If your husband finds it hard to share with you his most important and deepest needs, my sister, you are not helping. If he fears that if he shares it with you, you are going to tell another person, there is something somewhere that needs to be checked. So, one, we understand that we are expressive, but we should put reins on how much we can talk and to whom we can have that conversation. It's even possible for a woman to meet somebody for the first time. They click in conversation before you realize she had poured her household secrets to that person. And it's also possible for men to be so reserved that the women will feel that they don't want to listen to my conversation. We need to understand that these differences are not meant to trigger confusion at home. It is when well understood, we are able to balance it. So women, we connect so much when we talk. When men talk, they don't talk to connect, they talk to solve problems. So they are very analytical with their conversation. So the thing you are telling them about your neighbor's child who is teething, the man doesn't see any problem that has to be solved and that is relevant for their lives. The woman think that that is an issue that should be put on the table. So these differences can trigger a lot of arguments. I believe that there are homes now that men don't talk to their wives. I saw a news, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, Michael, about a couple in somewhere in Asia that the man and the wife lived in the same house. The man did not speak with the wife for like 20 years because
Wow.
the woman did something he wasn't happy with. This man stayed in the house with the wife for 20 years and didn't talk to her. Like he was always giving her the I'm not ready for conversation. So that tells you how men are can be themselves. uh, they can be reserved for years without talking. There's a comment from Auntie I read that we talk to get rid of stress, and that is very true. The average woman, especially the married woman with kids, faces a double of the stress a man faces. You can say, oh, the man is also doing no, she and especially for those of us women of color and women from other Asian where the woman is expected to be the home keeper. She's already stressed. So talking with you takes away the stress. And for us women, listening act of love. Sometimes men just need to do ah, oh, I see. Oh, that is even enough to sustain a conversation. But just sitting down, not caring about the whole thing, can make us feel disconnected. I hope I know you want to add something to this, Michael.
Of course, I do. Okay. Yes, I think for and I want to speak to men. Um, I think for us, one of the things we need to learn is the act of listening.
Mm,
Listening, as simple as it sounds, can be difficult, right? Especially when it has to do with listening to a conversation where the subject being discussed is not something you are very interested in. But I think we have to train ourselves to listen, not because we are interested, but because of the good that is to do to our spouses. So knowing that a woman like our auntie Irene shared, knowing that a woman would love to talk sometimes as a means of easing stress. Out of love, I should find ways of listening, just listening. Okay. Okay. And if there's any instance, so if there's any instance where the conversation is believed not to be healthy, for, let's say, because, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, maybe because of the way a woman might want to talk, she might want to discuss other people to maybe their spouse in a manner that might not be healthy. And if that is going that direction, you may want to, as a man, steer the conversation elsewhere. Say, oh, dear, oh, okay, okay. Ah, so she did this to you, and then she treated her husband this way, and then you might, okay, oh, okay, oh, I see. Oh, that was bad. But how was your day? So you change the topic of conversation. At the end of the day, you still get her to talk, but you've changed the topic into something that would eventually help the family. So, men, let's rise up, myself inclusive. We are falling short. If women are talking 10,000 words more than we do, then we have to sharpen our ears to 1,000 times more alert than it is.
To listen to all our complaints, and that is the truth. So for example, maybe a man is like a COO, CEO, a big man in a company. He goes to work, he deals with all these diverse things. The woman is also working in a big company. They both come home. The man needs to distress, so they sit behind their computer very calm, trying to just capture all that happened in the day and making sure that everything is well tightened and guarded well. The woman, after that hours at work, come home. It's possible that she was even the one who made the dinner, took care of the children, and still come to the man, both of them after working for 10 hours, and still want to share with him what happened in their day at their workplace. It lets you know that we are very expressive and we need to get things out. So, Michael, thank you so much. And as I said, in your expressiveness, don't talk more than is necessary. Don't say things to people you are not supposed to say things to. If not, in the near future, your words will be used against you. There are certain conversations that are as much important as held with your husband, your partner. If you say you feel that your husband is not giving you a listening ear, don't go elsewhere to another person who listens. You are psyching yourself up for a roller coaster of events that might not end well.
And Mary, I'll add up again, the ability to express yourselves a lot as women is a strength. But like you said, it can also be used for purposes that are not healthy. I think it's Proverbs 10:19 that tells us that in the multitude of words talks, the chances of saying something sinful is um, is high. What that is saying is that it's a caution to all of us, particularly for our women, to be mindful of the kinds of conversations and the things we say in our in the times we express ourselves. I find, and Mary, correct me if I'm wrong, in times of, let's say, dispute or conflict between a man and a woman in a love relationship or a marriage, you might find that the woman might say a lot of things that she really didn't mean, right? She might say certain very cutting statements that after the whole event, she's even forgotten she said that, right? Because she didn't mean it. So let's use that power very positively. Now, the last thing I want to give to men is get into the practice, a very simple thing that I try to do in my home. Get into the habit of asking your spouse and your children or even your fiancé, how was your day? Very simple question, but that's a big stress reliever as well. So every day by the evening, when you're wrapping up the day, a simple question: how was your day? Or even if you're working at night, give her a call and say, how was your day? And just ask that simple question and listen the rest of the time. It's a very healthy, um, simple thing to do.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. This is very, very helpful. So we'll move on to the next. And I believe that we are all learning things, some important nuggets. So the next one is sexual differences. And for this conversation, for sexual differences, I think most of the things I'll talk about will pertain to married couples because, of course, even when you are dating, you understand that there are sexual differences between you and the man, and you need to know how to handle these differences so that it doesn't lead to an act that dishonors God and dishonors your body.
Hmm.
So, one, we need to know that men are visually and physically stimulated. That's a big difference. So men see with their eyes, and when a physical touch comes closer, there is this stimulation. And that is why single ladies, don't ever make yourself, there are some ladies, anytime they dress, it's like a man sees them not by the way they dress, he sees them as, sorry, an object of sex. You dress the way you want to be addressed. Whenever you dress, an artist can actually sketch you fully within your dress. No part of your body is hidden. You seem to have covered it, but naturally you have revealed it. Men see you, and you tend to even attract the wrong kind of men, because
Hmm.
they are not seeing you for who you are internally. They are actually seeing you for your vital statistics that is being displayed publicly. Men are visually or physically stimulated. So it's that's why some unholy young ladies try to trap some men who are struggling with their bodies. So they catch them at their lowest point, and before you realize, those men have fallen so flat. You are a man, understand that you are visually stimulated, and as a result, don't be in a tight corner, don't be in a room alone with a young lady, whether she is dressed as I don't know, she's dressed head to toe. Don't, because anything can cause a trigger.
Mary, I just want to you've laid a strong foundation. I want to add my voice to it by
Mm,
for those who are not married, sex is a no-go area.
mm,
There's no discussion whatsoever about, oh, can we try it once? Oh, why? No, there's not. It's a no-go. You know, I started doing, and maybe that will be one of the series we'll be having on what the Bible teaches on the subject of sex. And I think this is worth knowing both for singles and couples. What does the Bible say about sex? But the fact that this is the only life producing act, something that can bring a human being, and the only natural life producing act, something that can bring a whole human life into existence, is not something to be toyed with. So
mm,
we'll make that, we'll get to the point where we will hit that certainly. But for ladies and for singles, please beware having sex within marriage or having sexual act, even if it's not the real sex. It's 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 no it's a no you are is there's a distraction for yourself and for your own marriage. Many times people
mm.
think, oh, God is denying me of pleasure. Why does God want to limit my freedom? It's for your own good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So Mary,
Yeah,
please go
thank
ahead.
you. Thank you so much. And there's no two ways about it. You cannot decide, oh, let me taste the apple before By the time you realize you've tasted 5 apples, each of them you have a covenant with them. So you are a married man, actually married to 10 women because you've had covenants with 10 different people. Then you have to go through deliverance, then a lot of issues. You marry an innocent lady and she'll have to bear the baggage of all this. And the same for our sisters. Your body is a temple of God, and the marriage bed itself should not be defiled. So if we are telling ourselves and everyone on this line, those who are watching us now, those who watch later, that men are visually stimulated, my sister. If all the men coming to you are coming to you because of the way you are dressed, there is something wrong, because you are showing them what they is stimulating them, not what is making them see you as a marriage material. Be presentable. We are not saying dress like cover yourself, but please make sure that your dressing is you don't dress to kill. You are not killing, you are harming yourself. You are
Mm,
hurting somebody's son emotionally, but you yourself, you are attracting. So every man who proposes to you want to sleep with you. If that is the case, it means that they saw you as a person who is ready to be, in quotes, enjoyed. They didn't see you as one they can wait until the marriage experience. So please package yourself well. And this goes to our sisters.
and
Women, we are okay. So
I
please
have
go.
a question for you. While we are on
Yes.
this, we might as well just nail it to some extent. So, you speak about being presentable as a lady in our dressing. There are ladies who say, well, I'm dressed where I'm not exposing any vital part of my body. But as men, sometimes you look at a lady who's not necessarily showing any vital part of her body, but you see that this thing is a problem. Can you help our ladies see what the issue is?
Yeah. I can say straightforward that, you see, decency is not wearing long dress. Some people wear long dress, but they're actually naked.
Mm,
It sounds weird. um God in his infinite wisdom has made the woman's body very different from that of the man. Men are hard boned, muscular. Women, we are soft boned, and our bodies even tend to shake when we are walking. So it's possible that a man will be walking behind a lady who is wearing a long dress, but the lady's backside is causing confusion, serious confusion in the mind of the man. For the lady, she has dressed well, she had covered everywhere, but she doesn't know that the nature of her dressing, how tight the clothes are, somebody's son is already calculating things in their brain.
mm,
And also how we even package our front elevation. It's quite unfortunate, I must say, that men run away from the well to find safety in church. But you go to church and there's no safety. That sister is dancing and your eyes just bump on it, brum, and the Holy Spirit just leaves and enter again, because at that
look
point
at
there is I think
Okay, I can hear you now. I think I either lost you or you lost me, one of them.
yes, my I think there was something with my connection. It is important we understand that dressing decently is not always about wearing long dress. It's about making sure that you are well packaged. If a person can Okay, I'm sure it is working now.
I'm hoping so. Can
Okay.
viewers let us know if you can hear us? Uh,
Yes, yes. If we can hear us, let us know
Give us
because
a yes in the chat. Okay.
it looks like we probably are still frozen. You can hear me well, right? Yes. Yeah, we are back now. Okay. So I think the internet doesn't like this conversation. We'll have to have it another time, but it's yeah, okay. So I have a comment. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. Sorry, the network. Okay, El Papa also say yes. Auntie Irene also said yes. Wendy also said yes. Okay, thank you all for confirming. Sorry, the network just jammed off. But the truth is, let me conclude this. Our time is passed over. The truth is, we might have to have one okay. The internet is really being a pain today, so we will have to continue the conversation next week because it's getting exciting. Our time is going, so please, Michael, I think I will rather continue next week so that we will have
We
better
would have.
conversation after. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. We want to apologize for this breaking connection. We would work on getting that sorted, but this topic particularly is very interesting and very important. I'm happy that Mary was trying to pinpoint or give clarity to the issue of dress, and particularly for our Christian sisters. So next week, God willing, we'll carry on with this conversation. Now, a quick announcement. I'm going to mention that if you haven't already seen our previous podcasts, we have them on the Beautiful Married Garden. Am I sharing my screen now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I feel like the setting is changed.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you go to the Beautiful Married Garden, the all the discussions we've had, you find them on the podcast session, and you can also find them on the playlist. We've grouped them in playlists: how to heal from the past, physical features and love relationship. Doesn't matter to marry somebody based on physical features. How important should that be? What is proposal? How do you accept proposal? How do you reject proposal? What do you do as a lady if somebody seems interested but is not saying anything? What do you do? And then important conversations to have when you're dating: five love languages, and each of them have series of video recordings we've done on that. Now, the final announcement I want to give is that I mentioned that last week, our new book is coming up soon. It's a book on how to find a godly spouse as a lady. And this particular one is geared towards ladies. Guys, yours will be on the way right after this. So we are giving very practical ways of finding a spouse. And this is meant for ladies who, at the age of marriage, they are searching and things doesn't seem to work out. There are a few things like leveraging on the circles of connection, which we address in the book. Few things like how to capitalize on recommendations and so on. So We want people's voices to be heard in this book. We've addressed what are some of the challenges single ladies face when choosing a spouse or when finding a spouse. If you believe you have a contribution to make, we are open. We want to meet up with you, have a chat with you, hear your thoughts. Maybe single ladies are struggling in one area that we haven't spoken about. We want to include your voice in that book and and acknowledge you accordingly when we do the acknowledgement. So we should be publishing this book in the next 1 month. If you really believe there's something, even if you're a guy, you believe there's something on your heart that you want to share for us to address in this book, please reach out to us on mybeautifulmarriedgarden@gmail.com and express that you're interested, and we will return to you and schedule a meeting. Or you can also check on our website www.beautifulmarriedgarden.com/counseling, and then just send us a message. So please let your voice be heard. Maybe there's something you are going through, many other ladies are going through, and nobody seems to be addressing it. And this can be the opportunity for us to take this up and address it. Subsequently, we'll be developing courses based on this content that people can come and get support as much as they can. So that's the announcement for today. And we want to bless you and ask the Lord to keep you. And may the Lord Himself reveal Himself to you and cause your endeavors as far as marriage is concerned to be prosperous. Any challenge in your life as you come in to listen to these teachings, may the Lord grant you more insight than we are speaking of here. And until we meet next time, we pray that you be in good health and you stay safe. Mary, any last words for us before we call it a day?
Yeah, I think I would advise that those who are online share our podcast to friends and family who will find the information relevant. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and visit our website. Make use of the information that is available, and we trust that God will use this podcast to be a blessing. And just to let you know, we do have a beautiful song that we played at the beginning of the podcast. We play it at the end. That's our new theme song, and we thank God for that.
Right. Thank you, Mary. You can go ahead and play the song for us. That's our signature song, specially made for Beautiful Married Garden.
Yes.
Bless
And
everyone. And once the song is over, we will say goodbye to every one of you.
yes.
When the rush of life feels louder than our vows, and weeds of worry try to take the ground, you, Lord, teach our hearts to slow, to tend, not tear, to speak with gentle truth and listen in repair. When storms roll in and nights run long, we're rooted in your faithful love, still strong. Plant the seed, tend the soil, let the Spirit be the rain. In the beautiful marriage garden, you are mending every pain. With a cord of three unbroken, we will stand and sing. Love grows wild and holy in the shelter of the King. For the single heart that's learning how to wait for the bride and groom with calendars and fate. For the decades deep who water vows with grace. Will seasons ever wasted in your cultivated place? Teach us tools to heal, to reconcile and forgive, to guard our words with wisdom and choose peace as how we live. Plant the seed, tend the soil, let the Spirit be the rain. In the beautiful marriage garden, you are mending every pain. With a cord of three unbroken, we will stand and sing. Love grows wild and holy in the shelter of the King. We'll prune our pride, lift truth to life, and pray through every night. We'll learn to fight for us, not me, and keep our hearts contrite. Speak life, listen slow, let your word be where we go. Unity with purpose, hand in hand we grow. Plant the seeds in the soil, Spirit be our rain. Make our covenant a mirror of your kindness once again. With a cord of three unbrokenly belong to you. Beautiful marriage garden, blossoming in truth. Let it grow in your love, we bloom again.
Wow.
Awesome. Have a blessed rest of the weekend. And don't forget, next week, same time, please invite a friend, invite a loved one, let them come and be blessed. And if there are topics on your heart that you want us to address in the future, please also send them, and we'll be so glad to touch on those topics as much as it goes a long way to help everybody in developing a beautiful marriage garden. So until we meet next week, stay blessed, everybody. Stay blessed.
God bless you all. Bye.
Hey, it's
A lot.
hey, it's Saturday. Guess what? It's time for the Beautiful Marriage Garden podcast.
Every Saturday at 11 a.m. EST, we talk about love, faith, and godly relationships.
Just search for Beautiful Marriage Garden on YouTube and don't forget to subscribe.
Even married couples can learn a lot. Tell your mommy and daddy to watch too.
See you every Saturday at 11. Beautiful Marriage Garden, where love grows God's way.